a warm night here in downtown St. Louis on the banks of the Mississippi. Tonight, the Cardinals take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's the first of four. You see the Pirates are 25-28, a losing record, and the Cardinals have actually struggled against teams that are under 500. 4-5 against Milwaukee, 2-3 against tonight's opponent, the Pirates, and 3-4 against the San Francisco Giants. So they're well below the 500 mark. That's Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to baseball here on FSN Midwest. The big news today concerning a roster move for the Cardinals. Chris Duncan has been sent down. Joe Mather called up. He's in the lineup, right field, and batting second.
Well, hopefully Chris can find his power stroke, and the Cardinals are going through a situation where they face 3 left-handed starters in the next 4 games and 5 out of the next 7. So Duncan will have to stay down a minimum of 10 days. And Joe Mather is a guy that probably should have made the team out of spring training. He didn't do so they kept Barton, and he has just been on a tear at AAA, and it's going to be good and exciting to see him make his Major League debut.
Yeah, a lot of people excited about Mather up here. He's been red hot in the minor leagues in the month of May. When we come back, Brent is out at the Busch Bash. We'll take you out there beyond the center field wall when we come back.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium. It's the Cardinals and the Pirates opening up a weekend set. Brent Stover alongside Todd Thomas, otherwise known as that one guy. Fan entertainment. Every Friday night, of course, at Busch Stadium during the summer, all summer long. It's Busch Bash. Tell us, what is this all about?
Well, Busch Bash is, we've been doing it for over 10 years, and sometimes there's a band out here, sometimes it's me DJing, but it's always fun. It's with K-Hits 96, Anheuser-Busch and the Cardinals, and Jay Bucks, and we have trivia, we have contests, we give out prizes, and we usually have a Cardinals player that's out here signing autographs. So tonight we've got Chris Perez from 6 to 6:30.
So there's no reason why fans shouldn't be out here every Friday?
Well, the only reason that they wouldn't is because it seems like this year, every Friday has been inclement weather, and it's beautiful right now, but they're saying that a big storm's coming in, but I say come out anyway. Why not?
And Todd, there's a winning team to be watched out here too.
Let's not forget about that. That's what we're here for, the Cardinals, you know?
Todd, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Todd Thomas, that one guy, and now we'll send it to break. Busch Stadium at St. Louis, Cardinals Pirates, still to come on FSN Midwest.
Back in downtown St. Louis, game 1 between the Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. 5-1, Todd Wellemeyer tonight for St. Louis. Recently, I caught up with Tony La Russa and asked him, is he impressed or surprised with the start for Wellemeyer?
I'm impressed. You know, I never like surprised. That means you don't think very much of him. But, you know, impressed. I guess a little surprised because we saw him in Chicago for the first time as a reliever and didn't know he had a starter history in the minor leagues. But when he came over last year and we started talking to him about the rotation, he did mention that he had started before in the minor leagues. He liked it, and we're really impressed. You know, he's done all the things that a starter has to do. He's working hard between starts. The day it's his turn, he's really competitive. He pays attention to who he's pitching against, and he's learning how important it is to concentrate. You know, as a starter versus a reliever. You know, you got to get a bunch of hitters out for a long time versus 1 or 2 or 3 guys. So the transition's been very impressive.
Is it a situation where he just sacrifices velocity for movement, location, those kind of things?
Well, he just needs to stay within himself. I mean, he can throw a nice, easy 91, 92 versus rearing back and firing 94, 95. So it's nice to have that extra gear, but you know, that's very taxing on the arm, and it's much more important to locate. And he stays with himself, and he's doing a good job that way.
What's it say about Dave Duncan with another guy that a lot of people didn't want, but all of a sudden he's one of the top pitchers now in your rotation?
Well, that's a good question because we had this discussion with some friends a couple of days ago. I think year 13, I know at least for a significant part of that, the opinion of my friends was that our fans did not appreciate the pitching coach they had here. And we think now in the last few years that Duncan's really demonstrated how amazing he is. And mostly it's Todd Wellemeyer. I mean, it's his stuff, it's his willingness to learn and go out there and compete, but Dunk, he gives you everything you need.
And tonight, 1 of 4 against Pittsburgh. When you look at the Pirates, this has been a pretty tough team, and they're going to throw lefties at you this weekend.
Yeah, lefties don't scare. I mean, pitching scares me. If it's good pitching, right or left, they got Snell going, one of their righty, and he's good. But, you know, they've done a good job over there. You know, this is John Russell's first year of managing, and you could tell he's got a good plan. The coaches are doing a good job. They're very consistent competitively. We've had some tough games with them. It'll be a tough weekend.
Look at that shot. Fred Bird in his Mobile Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Live life to the ultra. By Auto Tire. For the lowest prices in town, 26 locations to serve you. You ought to go to Auto Tire, the tire pros. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By Geico Direct, a 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. Who got the shot? Who is holding that camera? Of course, it is Tony West. Who else would it be, Al? He's the one guy that we can count on to bring us the best shots in the house.
He has the best finger that he can do the Suntrip Automotive.com cam.
He can do it all.
He can do it all, and he can. I always tell Fredbird. I say Fredbird flew in from Busch Stadium, and he says, "No, I drove." So what are the wings for? There's Joe Mather, who'll be making his major league debut, playing out there in right field.
Joe Mather has been hot in the month of May, so he's in this lineup tonight. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for Pittsburgh. A couple of names really stand out. Nate McLouth, a breakout season, leads all National League outfielders in hits and runs. And also, you take a look at Bay. He has gotten back on track. And Xavier Nady. So 3, 4, and 5 in this lineup, very dangerous. That's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here is Todd Wellemeyer, the surprise of this staff. And he is our Rico starter with a record of 5-1.
He's won a career best 3 straight decisions. He's along with Adam Wainwright, one of 2 Cardinal pitchers in the top 15 in league ERA. He's 4-1, 2.7 ERA here in 5 starts at Busch. He is really coming of age.
What is going through the mind right now of Joe Mather? He's in right field making his major league debut tonight.
It's just like any other ballpark. It's just like any other ballpark. I'm okay. I'm okay. Don't hit the ball to me.
Except it's not, and the ball will find you, right?
But he's ready. He's been training for years for this. And he really hopes one is hit to him so he can relax.
Freddie Sanchez, as Tony La Russa wastes no time and puts Mather into the starting lineup and batting second tonight. Sanchez has been dealing with injuries this season. That is unlike Freddie Sanchez to be hitting .238. This pitch is popped up. Shallow center field. That's Ludwig in center tonight, and he puts it away. Let's meet the Cardinals defense. Around the horn is brought to you by Auto Tire. Brian Barton is in left. And you've got Ludwig in center and Mather in right. Troy Gloss, Isturis, Ryan, and Pujols along the infield, and Yadier Molina is behind the plate.
But that is incredible with the Cardinals a game and a half behind the Cubbies. Yes, that's right. Colorado blew a 9-1 lead in the 6th inning to lose 10-9 to the Cubbies.
In the air to right center, there's Joe Mather. His first put out in the major leagues.
He's a big leaguer now.
That'll help the Butterflies a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a fielding percentage now. And look at the little smile on his face. The Cardinals are facing 3 lefties out of the 4 games here against Pittsburgh and 5 out of the next 7 starts. So you need Mather in his bat.
2 outs and a strike at the knees to Nate McLouth, who's hitting .311. 12 home runs, 39 RBIs. What a season this guy has put together so far.
It's cooled down a little bit, but still having a career year in the first 2 months. Talking about career year, how about Wellemeyer, the way he has pitched? And you're starting now to expect him to always perform well. 5 wins and 6 decisions.
84 degrees here in St. Louis. 0-2 is hammered out to deep right field. Mather is back. He is near the wall. He'll leap and runs out of room. 1-0 Pittsburgh. McLouth does it again. His 13th home run, his 40th RBI. 1-0 Pirates.
Ties his career high set last year in home runs with 13.
There's a problem with Wellemeyer a year ago. Home runs allowed.
And it's one thing that he's done this year. He's really, he gave up home runs early, but he's really cut that down. He had allowed 5 home runs in his first 3 starts, but that's only his 3rd in his past 9 starts.
Wouldn't that have been something if Mather in his first inning could have pulled that back in?
I'll tell you what, he had a
close.
pretty good effort at it as he tried to time that jump and got well over the wall.
Last time we saw Jason Bay here in St. Louis, it was a home run off of Jason Isringhausen that sent him to the DL. Mather just a little bit short. And Joe Mather was on the Caravan with me, Al, this past winter, and really a likable guy. He was great with the fans, well spoken, and you look at his body, he is a former basketball player too, so he's a guy that can jump. He is athletic and he's got a little speed. Good pitch.
Very interesting. And Joe Mather was started as a corner infielder. I think some of the success, or a guy named Pujols, kind of moved him to the outfield.
Guy named Duncan, that happened to him too, because of Albert. And a swing and a miss by Bay. He strikes out. Joe Mather coming up, his first at bat in the major leagues, and Mather will hit in front of Albert Pujols. 1-0 Pittsburgh. This is a few hours ago when Joe Mather took to the field his first time here at Busch Stadium. The butterflies, the nervousness, and getting set to take to the field in his major league debut. He will bat second in this lineup tonight. And let's take a look at our Rico starter. He will face a lefty, and that is Zach Duke of Pittsburgh.
One more of these guys that are very, very capable, but really still not finding success at the major league level.
I like this lineup with Ryan in there and Mather. A little different look. Barton is in there. Ludwig is in there with Pujols. Let's see what they can do tonight against the lefty. May see this a bunch now the next couple of games with the lefties coming up. 3 of 4 of the games will be pitched by a left-hander for Pittsburgh, and then 2 games with Washington. We'll see lefties.
That's really tough because, you know, Tony's worried about trying to keep some of the left-handed hitters in check.
Left center field, a base hit for Ryan. Thought about stretching it to a double, but he'll stop at first base.
Number 62, right fielder Joe Mather.
First plate appearance for Mather, who thought he was buried in this organization this time last year, and then he had a bust out season, and in particular with the long ball. He swings hard like that.
But you know what? He is such a unusual player by today's standards. He's 6'4", 195. He waited a long time. He was back in the 2001 draft class. 2 years in rookie ball, 2 years in very low Class A. And usually when a guy doesn't hit the first 3 or 4 years, he's never going to hit.
Off the end of the bat, that strike 2. That's what he told me, Al. We were on one of those long bus rides, and he said basically I thought it was going to be with somebody else, if at all, if I made it to the major leagues, because I just felt buried. And he said it wasn't the Cardinals' fault. It was my fault. I just wasn't hitting.
As late as 06, he was still in A ball.
Exactly.
And he signed in 01. So then he got to AA last year. And
0-2 pitch. Mather pulls it foul.
John Mozeliak was the first one to tell me about Joe Mather a year ago. You know, I was asking about Kobe Rasmus, and he goes, hey, Kobe's the real deal, all this, all that. But let me tell you about a guy named Joe Mather. And then the first time I saw him in spring training, I said, well, now I'm starting to think I figured it out. You know, he's 6'4", 195, but he probably has put on a lot of weight the last few years and starting to fill out that body.
That's what he said to me. And he had a chance to play basketball in college. Did not do it, obviously. Signed with the Cardinals. It's taken him a long time to get to this point. He's only 25 years old.
Right. He's from Idaho, Sandpoint, Idaho. And I think that all of a sudden he started growing into this lanky body, and he still can put on another 20, 30 pounds.
The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2.
It's already shown a pretty good eye for a guy that swings so hard.
You know he's completely nervous in this first plate appearance.
I asked him, I said, when did you find out? He said, after the game. I said, how many phone calls? He goes, well, I was a little tempered this time because remember he was rumored to come up 2 weeks ago when they thought Ankiel was going on the disabled list. He called the world then, only to be disappointed. So this time he was a little reserved.
2-2 pitch. Mather hits it into center. A line drive that's caught. And Ryan is back to the bag at first. A hard hit ball in his debut. Let's meet the Cardinal lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. We'll highlight Ryan Ludwig, 25 RBIs this month, which is tied for 4th in the National League. Ryan, Mather, Pujols, Ludwig, Gloss, Molina, Barton, Wellemeyer, and Isturis. Here's Albert Pujols. Brendan Ryan with that base hit in the leadoff spot, now 3 for 5 on this homestand with a run scored. He prefers that spot.
I also prefers being in the starting rotation.
Also the starting lineup.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Lineup. I mean, some guys are natural born hitters. You're looking at one. Other guys are most comfortable when they are in the starting lineup. Not everyone can hit off the bench. A very difficult job.
Adam Kennedy has found that to be a difficult job in his career.
Yeah, and that's kind of the surprising thing with a guy like Ludwig. Has shown the ability to hit coming off the bench, but yet with the numbers he's displaying this year, you prefer to have him playing every day.
Duke is 2-2 with a 3.98 ERA and 7 starts against the Cardinals. Winless with an ERA close to 6 here at this particular ballpark, Busch Stadium. One ball, one strike on Pujols. Hitting .359, 13 homers and 35 RBIs. Bigger lead this time by Ryan over at first. Vicious cut. Strike 2. On deck, it's Ludwig. You know, it was not an easy decision for Tony La Russa to pull the trigger to send down Chris Duncan, one of his biggest backers. And he said before the game tonight that is totally my decision to make room for Mather. He said the front office didn't say a word.
Tony told me he pulled some of his coaches. Some of them understood where his thinking was. Some of them were not quite on the same page. But you know, Tony knows, and it's a hiccup. It's a bump in the road. But he also knows that if the Cardinals are going to have success this year, Chris Duncan has to get right, and he'll be back here, and he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
2-2. He's got to get at bats, and with all the lefties coming up, the timing is right because the Cardinals were not going to play Duncan against left-handed pitching.
No, and you know, Schumacher has had trouble against lefties. You got to get him swinging the bat a little bit better. Ankiel has shown the ability that he can swing. But you got a chance you can bury a lot of left-handed hitters right now with 3 out of 4 lefty starting games in this 4-game series, and then 5 out of the next 7 games are started by left-handers. Tony's worried about getting, you know, Miles at bats, getting Kennedy, getting Schumacher, everybody at bats that way, and keeping them all sharp.
This will be pitch number 15 in the first inning for Duke. Starting rotation has not been where it needs to be for this club to be 500 or better. The 2-2 pitch. Pujols in the air out to deep center field. McLeod at the track, at the wall. Goodbye. 2-1 St. Louis. Albert's 14th of the season.
Dan, if you know anything about the game, and when Albert has an extended bat against a pitcher, it's only a matter of time that he gets a pitch that he's going to be able to drive. Now, will it be in somebody's glove or will it be in somebody's backdrop? This is in the backdrop. But, you know, I mean, and Duke made him hit it to center field.
Ludwig. Shallow right center. McLeod is there and puts it away for the second out. The last outings for the four that we will see this weekend. This is our Ford key matchup. This is why they have been struggling. Mahalam goes 8 innings against the Chicago Cubs, but you see Duke, tonight's starter, only 4 innings against the Cubs. Ian Snell, 5 innings at Cincinnati. Gorzolani, just 2/3 and 6 earned runs at Cincinnati back on May 28, just a couple of days ago. So that's what the Cardinals will see this weekend. And here is Troy Gloss.
You know, John Russell, and Tony was very complimentary of what John Russell has done and his coaching staff. First year here with the Pirates. That they're working to get this team in the right direction. And this is a promising pitching staff that, right now, it's been 2 or 3 years now. We keep on talking about how good these young starters can be. You go from prospect to suspect.
And like you said, it's a situation now, if you're Pittsburgh or some of the lower market teams not spending a ton of money, there is no excuse. Revenue sharing is up. The attendance, the TV revenue, MLB.com, it's being shared among all the teams. Now, that's not to say that they should be spending like the Yankees, but no. If they draft well, they should be able to keep their players.
Yeah, and or signability. And we have the draft, what is about a week away.
And Gloss strikes out. Throws the bat, throws the helmet. Pujols with his 14th home run of the season. RBIs 36 and 37. 2-1 after 1 here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Sports Ultimate Nightly Highlight Show is here. It's the final score tonight. Extended highlights of the Celtics and Pistons, White Sox, Rays, and the rest of the night in the major leagues. The only national show that gives you nothing but wall-to-wall highlights. The final score coming up later tonight. Here's Xavier Nady, and the first pitch is a strike. Albert Pujols, by the way, has scored a run, driven in a run, or both in 8 straight games, and he's closing in on a home run milestone, just 4 away from 300. Left center field, Lundwick coming on, and he won't get there. A base hit for Xavier Nady.
Nady stayed pretty consistent all season long, and he's having a breakout year.
We talked about the pitching. Well, and hello to you. It's the offense that's been a bright spot for the Pirates. Again tonight, they have yet to be shut out in 54 games this season. And the only other team in the major leagues that has achieved that feat, the Texas Rangers. You expect that from Texas in that ballpark and that offense.
Yes.
Here's Adam LaRoche. Numbers have picked up a little bit. Gotten off to really slow starts last couple of years with Pittsburgh last season and this year. Average at .231. 6 home runs and 24 RBIs. (2-0). Wellemeyer trying to join 6 others that have 6 wins in the National League. Brandon Webb leads everybody with 9. But Joe Mather in the lineup tonight. And there's Mather out there in right. Dives! Oh, what a play! Takes the hit away. The rookie in his major league debut comes through with a great catch in right field.
Well, Matt Gifford, our good buddy, who is the general manager down in Springfield, and Mather played there last year, said he's a great kid. The fans are going to love him. And if he has any kind of plays like this, yeah, they're going to love him. Very easily to say that, as he had a nice at bat, hit a line drive, but when you start playing defense like that, everybody's heard about him slugging, but they haven't heard about this fielding. And that's a gutsy play, and he holds on to it. You can tell he's an athlete.
What a great catch by Joe Mather. He's got a slight smile on his face out there, and why not?
A little buzz around the stadium on that play.
Well, he takes an extra base hit away, may have saved a run as well. If he dives and that gets by him, runner from first may score.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Told you it's the same ballpark, same dimensions, just a little higher stands.
Now it's Doug Mankiewicz. Has not hit, but they rave about his defense. In a day game against the Cardinals a couple of weeks ago, back on May 15th, he put on a show out there at third base.
And Dan, I was looking at this Pirate ball club. They are poor defensively. They have already committed 46 errors. And that's one of the reasons why he's getting the playing time.
In the air, out to right. Mather again. He's got it. It's a Joe Mather show defensively here in the first 2 innings.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, there's that. The baseball gods will tell you, you know, be kind, be respectful, because the ball will find you. Well, if you can play defense, so be it. That was routine. You didn't even need to do a replay on that one, you know. But kind of want to twist the numbers around, don't you?
Oh yeah. There's John Mozeliak, the general manager of the Cardinals. Cardinals have had, I was about to say this, 6 guys make their major league debut, and we always talk about how Tony would prefer a veteran. He wants ball players. He wants guys that can help him win. On the infield is Turris. Pirates strand a runner. Joe Mather, the play of the night so far in right, the rookie in his debut. This is interesting here. Better in the starting lineup. The batting average this season for guys that are in the starting lineup as opposed to when they're a sub. You can see what's happened with Kennedy, Miles, and Brendan Ryan. Ryan only 100 as a sub. Miles is more of a guy you consider that bench player, 267. Ludwig is a sub at 353 as a starter, not shabby at all, 323. See what's there with Barton and Schumacher as well, as Schumacher is pretty much the same, 286 and 285.
Right. And that was one of the consideration for Tony on Chris Duncan, because, you know, with all these lefties, he'd be on the bench, and he's struggled in that department coming off the bench. He's 0 for 14. And he'll be back up here, and he'll be doing the job.
How about the plays, though, from Joe Mather? And the first time he was up, he lined out to center on a hard hit ball.
I thought he had a very good at bat, because he showed a very aggressive, you were saying about he swings hard, but he also showed great patience laying off some pitches and worked the pitcher to a deep count.
Molina, 1 ball, 1 strike, fouled back.
And he got the day off yesterday because he's going to be catching quite a bit, all these lefties, but you know, Tony kind of felt he needed a mental break, and it also coincided with his best game in about a week too, the night before. But thought he had some kind of bad at bats, and we saw that the strikeouts were kind of mounting up. Not that he's still one of the toughest.
2-2 pitch. Molina yanks it out to left for a base hit. 3 hits against Zach Duke. Zach Duke here in the first couple of innings. To be a Cardinals baseball player, select few are chosen, but everyone can be a part of the fun. Sundays at Busch Stadium during the 2 hours prior to every home game. Enjoy fun games and great prizes in the Ford Plaza. Compliments of the Science Center. 345-9000 or STLCardinals.com to find out more. We got Happy Al up here tonight. That's always a positive. Barton, a bunt, and they throw it away. And Barton on his way to second. Molina on his way to third. How about that throw?
Well, I just talked about the errors on this committed by this pitching staff, or excuse me, the whole Pirate team. But I think what happened to Duke and lack of communication, when he turned, his first baseman wasn't there. His second baseman wasn't quite at the bag. See, they charge here. Now watch him turn blindly and nobody's there. And so Sanchez was very late in covering. He got ready to throw, and then he tried to stop and couldn't do it, and just threw it right in the dirt for the 2-base error.
So let's see what the Cardinals want to do here with Todd Wellemeyer. Wellemeyer's hitting 182. No homers, couple of RBIs. Began our telecast talking about how the Cardinals have struggled against 3 teams that are under 500, the Pirates being one. A little bit surprising because the Cardinals since 2000 have won 90 times against the Pirates.
Well, they basically owned them in their new stadium. And part of that equation is the Cardinals, their inability to secure a victory in the first game of a series. The last time the Pirates are here, and it was a couple weeks ago, was the first time Tony's team has lost a home series.
Cecil Cooper said prior to their game last night against the Cardinals, for them it was the most important game of the year.
You know, that was very interesting, and Berkman said the same thing on a national radio, that it was a must-win, the rubber game, and you got 107 games left.
May 29th, Al.
What do you say when you lose it? Is the season over? Or?
Got 4 more months to go. Wellemeyer into right field. Molina tags up. The throw to the plate is offline. Barton to third. Out. But a run scores to make it 3-1. Wellemeyer picks up the RBI, his third.
You wonder if that throw was strong, but up the line far enough, a bad enough throw to where it made it successful, where the play was right in front of Chavez. Look at how far up the third base line that is, and so Barton trying to go there, it made it a very easy and short throw as they apply the tag, and a good call.
Why would he say it's a must-win on May 29th?
That's what you say after you win it.
I agree.
Not before.
Not in the beginning, no.
Because there is the possibility you could lose it. Now what do you tell your team?
And I understand that they have gone to the third and final game a couple of times this year against the Cardinals, and they lost.
3 times.
Yeah, prior to the game last night.
Yeah.
And still, though, it's hard to fathom that you're saying that on May 29th, it's a do or die.
Well, I think he was thinking that, okay, they're going to get over the hump, want to send a message. They had their ace, Oswald, on the mound. So a lot of things were going in their favor. But when you lose the game, and it was a great game in 2 hours and 5 minutes. Old-fashioned baseball, Dan. You know,
I love it.
You don't have to play 355
No,
every
you
night.
don't.
Yeah.
No. 205 works just fine.
And you know what? If you're going to lose, you can lose in 205 too.
It's fine by me.
But you stay all day
That's
for a
right,
victory.
Al.
But, you know.
The quick games, the crisp games, the well-played, well-pitched games, that's what you're looking for.
Oh.
Forget the DH. Forget the American League.
Oh, I mean, the fans love it. They just on the edge of their seat because every pitch means something.
Mitkevich over to LaRoche. Cardinals add to the lead. Wellemeyer the RBI. 3-1 after 2. This Day in Baseball History brought to you by Schnucks. Rogers Hornsby, named manager of the Cardinals. He will be the only player manager to win the Triple Crown. Raja.
Oh, he hit over 400 again that year.
Majority of his playing career was with the Cardinals.
Little Wick, little Cardinal outfit on that young at the 2008 recruiting class
Of
Cardinals. That's future draft choice right there.
not of 2008, no.
Well, I think it was born in 2008.
Yes. Maybe 2026. 18.
He went to college, huh?
I got him out of high school, Al.
Oh. I thought he was a little quicker than that.
There's a strikeout of Zach Duke. And the second strikeout to Todd Wellemeyer. Our Volkswagen pitch count at 25, 17 strikes, 8 balls.
But that's another aspect of what he is doing now. You know, when he was a thrower, I mean, he'd just go out there, max out in velocity, and just had no idea where it was going. And he's really become a pitcher in controlling the counts.
Sanchez takes a ball. Flied out to center to start the game.
And, you know, a person of my age, you appreciate those 2-hour and 5-minute games, you know. You always get your rest.
Aggie Siriotti's awfully worried about you, Al. Aggie works here at the ballpark, and she saw our post-game show last night. She's concerned about your age. This is reached for, popped up, backing up Albert, and he's got it.
Well, one of these days, Aggie will get to my age.
We are in beautiful, crystal clear, high definition tonight here on FSN Midwest. Jay Bruce with 3 more hits tonight for Cincinnati. Star phenom for the Reds, their version of Colby Rasmus, if you will.
They were in the same draft class, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's the 0-1 to Jack Wilson. Past Pujols, past Ryan, and into right to Joe Mather. Wilson with a base hit. He's 1 for 2. And back in their lineup, finally healthy for Pittsburgh.
He had a strained calf muscle that took months to heal. And see right there, Lou Frazier, not quite sure he's okay right now. He just returned back to action this week. Lou Frazier, St. Louisan, their first base coach.
Brings in McLeod, who homered his first time up. Just cleared the wall off the end of the bat. Back to Wellemeyer. Over to Pujols. Coming up, the top of the lineup. Ryan, that man, Mather, and Albert Pujols. 3-1 St. Louis. Baseball tonight is brought to you by your St. Louis area Kia retailers. Kia, the power to surprise. By Aflac. Aflac, ask about it at work. And by Bank of America, the official bank of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Brendan Ryan started off the Cardinals. First inning with a base hit. Came around on Albert's 14th home run of the year.
Al, do you ever have it where chewing on something goes down the wrong way?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Usually choke.
I've got my
cough drops. You got a little problem, right?
Yeah. I'm back, though. Everything's fine.
Good, because Tim Garcia was all prepared for the Heimlich maneuver.
You ever seen the Heimlich performed?
Yes.
I think you would like to.
Unfortunately, it was on one of my daughters in a restaurant.
And did you do it?
No, a doctor did.
Thank goodness the doctor was there.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Ryan pulls it foul. I've always thought that you'd like to perform the Heimlich on me even if I didn't need it.
It's been many years since I've had my hands around your throat.
It really has.
We're tight now.
I love Happy Al. The 2-2 pitch to Brendan Ryan. Chopped towards short. Wilson fires over to first. Out. Joe West over there at first base. Sports Science. Groundbreaking, Emmy Award-winning show that combines sports and science. And this week, Sports Science, we will reveal the hidden mysteries of sports like you've never seen before. That'll be this Sunday at 9. Sports Science, myths in sports. You and I are not doing the game on Sunday. You are invited to come on over. I'll keep Luke up late. Check out a little Sports Science. Come on over, Al.
I'm coming over.
Joe Mather, lined out to center, first time up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Made a great catch in right field. And wearing number 62.
Look a lot better if it was reversed, right?
I agree.
But that's Kyle Loesch's 26, so you can't have that one.
Well, he takes some hacks. As you said, you know, he had a very good spring training and opened up some eyes for people that did not see him perform last year at AAA. some of the guys with the big club.
Yeah, he was Double-A and then promoted to Triple-A, and they all heard about him, Tony and the coaching staff. But the first time they got the chance to see him, they saw that he was the real deal, but because of Barton and the Rule 5, it probably was at Joe Mather's expense.
The 2-2. Mather, a broken bat, out to short. Hustling down the line, and there's 2 outs. Broken bat is first in the major leagues. Broken right in half. And here's Albert, who homered to center his first time up.
Batting practice 2 nights ago, he broke the A in Big Mac, and later on Ty Wigington hit one right at the same spot, and we speculated that maybe he broke it, but found out the truth later, and we had to report it.
You would never, ever tell a lie on this telecast, Al.
Unless it embellished the story better.
Absolutely. It's a good point, Al. 0-1 to Albert. And Pujols' home run was to center field, landed on the hill in center. Batting average against left-handed pitchers since 1987. Pujols at .341. Those are active players. 2-1.
Well, you got to put an asterisk when you put Moises Alou in there.
Sort of active.
Yeah, part-time active.
DL half the time.
And I'm not joking but Moises has just had a tough time staying healthy. A terrific player when he is.
What are the Mets doing tonight?
We're tied the last time. They are 4-4 with LA in the bottom of the 6th.
Willie Randolph has survived the week. It was Kershaw starting for the Dodgers, who we saw on Sunday afternoon. Boy, was he good, the lefty for LA. It's always fun to see young kids come up and see what they can do, like Mather tonight, or some of the pitchers that we have seen over the years. All the hype that surrounds young players. You hear about them, and then you finally see them.
Well, that young lefty was, if he had a poor outing, remember, he was going to be sent out. He just come up from Double-A, but with the outing he had, and very impressive, he's going to stick around a while.
3-2. Pujols reaches for it. Shallow right field. Base hit. And he's 2 for 2. He could take you to center field and hit a line drive out for a home run, or just do this. Reaches for it. And a little line drive to right. Perfectly placed for a base hit, and he's 2 for 2. And not a bad pitch either.
No, but semi-good pitches are not exactly what you need to do to get Albert Pujols out. You need a very good pitch to get Albert out.
There's a ball outside to Ryan Ludwig. I have asked you before, and I don't want you to yell at me. All right?
Okay.
So, but for our viewing audience tonight, how would you try to pitch Albert Pujols? How would you try to get him out?
Hit him.
You'd hit him.
No, but I mean, I would, if I missed in his rib cage.
So you're pitching in. You're going
pitching in, and the only way he can hit it, you pull it foul.
But he has the uncanny ability, Al, on those inside pitches that you would think he'd always pull foul to keep him fair.
Well, that's why I say you go further in.
So you're going at the rib cage. You're going at his hip. His knee. You're going in. And you're missing in, and then you're going to have a brawl. A line out to Minkiewicz. Cardinals strand a runner. And they lead it here at Busch Stadium. It's 3-1 on FSN Midwest. First pitch to Jason Bay is taken low and away for a ball. It's 3-1 Cardinals. The Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals, game one of this 4-game series on FSN Midwest. 2-0. Bay, Nady, and LaRoche.
Jason has kind of battled with a knee problem for a few years, and maybe that average is starting to creep up there because he's finally healthy.
We've always liked him. Been an all-star a couple of times for Pittsburgh. A very good player. Chili's total pitches, 34. A couple of strikeouts so far for Todd Wellemeyer. Trying to go to 6-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's a strike. 2-2.
Downtown earlier today, and there were a lot of people milling around from out of town. Several people from Louisville and Arkansas, and they're all saying they thought they were going to get rained out tonight.
Well, we're playing.
And well, we're playing, and
right now,
and there's probably rain in the forecast. But you know, sometimes you get those really powerful storms, but they're very isolated.
What are you, Dave Murray over here? Or?
Oh, I was going to say something, but Dave's a friend, so I wouldn't want to attack him and say something like, no, I'm accurate more than 50% of the time.
Oh, Al. Our friend over at Fox 2.
He is a good guy.
Or are you more like Cindy? The 3-2 is
competitor.
In the air to center. Backing up. Ludwig. And makes the catch in front of the track. Hey, tomorrow at 11 a.m. join Andy Bennis, Fred Bird, and the U-Man. Our next installment of Cardinals Crew, sponsored by Shriners Hospitals for Children. A visit with Yachty. Also, the balls and strikes tip of the week. Cardinals Crew tomorrow at 11. We hope you tune in. And that's how we get our baseball coverage started tomorrow. We'll have the game tomorrow night. Mike Parisi, Paul Mahalam. Mahalam is 2-5. One thing that you notice about Wellemeyer, that's off the bag, or rather the mound, over the bag, and a one-out base hit by Nady. But seems like as the games progress, because he's so big and strong, Wellemeyer just gets better.
Watch this right back off the mound. I'm not sure if it caught his heel or not. Brendan Ryan tried to leap, barehand that, and all throw in one motion.
I don't think he would have gotten him.
No, but it would have been nice, and you appreciate his effort. And I'm sure he'll hear from the veterans one more time. He'll even tell you, he goes, well, that's my role. I have to do something so they can get on me. He understands it and accepts it.
And is very good at it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's always keeping them entertained. But you know what? When he's out there, it seems like everybody has a little more jump in their step.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Center, Ludwig. Catch made for out number 2. June 17th, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a one-of-a-kind replica ticket from Game 1 of the 1968 World Series. Now, hidden amongst those 25,000 replica tickets will be 17 painted gold and autographed by Cardinals Hall of Famer Bob Gibson. For ticket information, visit STLCardinals.com. How about that? 17 of them.
Thank Gibby.
Minkevich, high fly ball, right center. Ludwig puts it away. The Cardinals center fielder tonight. It's 3-1 midway through 4 here at Busch. Cardinals baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The one and only Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and we have a huge crowd here at Busch Stadium.
You know, it's not a sellout tomorrow night because there's 1,000 standing room only ducats, and then the first pitch, the 5:50 first pitch.
So technically,
it's not a sellout, according to Joe Strong. The Go Greenbacks.
Gloss, Molina, Barton. We've got that Bobble Belly day coming up.
Yeah, this was Jack in the Box license plate frame.
Right. And something that's going to be special on that Fredbird Day is we will honor Marty Hendon, who passed away this offseason. And Marty meant so much to the Cardinals. Helped invent Fredbird, but all the things that you would see prior to games and opening day festivities throughout the years, he loved the St. Louis Cardinals.
You know, on a very, very serious note, they are really understanding what all he finally did.
Yes.
And trying to figure out how many guys are going to replace him. There's Marty with Sammy Davis Jr., but Marty was a friend to every charity in town, did so many different things.
Have you seen Trinket City yet? Have you walked by? If you go
Sure,
by,
I can.
yeah, the visiting clubhouse.
They've got just a fraction of it.
It is really just a fraction of it. It's a lot of the things that Marty collected throughout the years. There's also a collage of all the pictures taken with Marty in them with some of the celebrities that came through St. Louis. It's a who's who on that wall as you walk towards the visiting clubhouse.
Frank Sinatra, Miss Americas, to so many different entertainers in between. And nobody took a Cardinal loss harder than Marty Hendon.
0-1 the count on Molina. Single to left his first time up. Chase that pitch, 0-2 with 1 out and nobody on.
Every giveaway that was ever given at the stadiums and prototypes that were rejected were in Trinket City. Anything that had the Cardinal logo.
And again, Trinket City was his office. You'd walk in there and you tried to sit down. Usually there was one chair available for you.
And Dan, it was amazing is if you said, hey, remember that photo, or you remember this, remember that item, he knew exactly where everything was, and things were 10, 15, 20 deep in that office. You've been in the office, right?
Oh, yeah. A number of times.
Took 3 moving vans to pack it up.
He is surely missed here at the ballpark. Wish his family nothing but the best. And we will see them on that Sunday afternoon. Here's a look at the.
This is the little micro vision of it.
Yeah, this is the small version of Trinket City, but just some of the things that Marty collected throughout the years. Molina spoils the pitch. Pitch count already at 65 for Duke. Oh, 0-2 pitch to Yadier Molina. Lifted to right center field, shallow. McLouth is there for out number 2. Visit the official online shop of the Cardinals at stlcardinals.com and browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. Get your Cardinals gear straight from the source. Shop the stlcardinals.com shop today. It's Sam Cooke, the music for Brian Barton. Nothing says baseball like Sam Cooke. There's a strike at the knees to Brian Barton. He's got the start in left field tonight. Mather his major league debut in right field. You've got Ludwig in center. It's a different look once again for Tony La Russa, and a line out to LaRoche. And the Cardinals go in order 1, 2, 3. Another look at Trinket City as we head to break. The great Marty Hendon will honor him on a Sunday coming up here at Busch. It's 3-1 after 4. Back in St. Louis, the 5th inning rolls in here on FSN Midwest, and a look at our Aflac trivia question. Name the 3 National League teams with 2 players hitting above .325 this season. Well, you know Chipper Jones. He's hitting well above 400. He's around 420. Pujols, the start of play tonight, was at 359. There you see it. Two teams with two players hitting above 325. Cardinals, Astros, and Giants. I would have not have guessed Rowan and Benji Molina.
Yeah, the Giant one would have kind of stumped everybody.
How about Chipper Jones, though, this late in the season and hitting that far ahead of 400? He could go 0 for his next 75 and still be hitting above 300.
I know they played at 11 o'clock today, but I see where Missouri shut out Mississippi State 7-0.
Diving stop is Turris. The long throw. Yes, sir. Got him. Joe West over there with the call.
You know, his Turris, because of his defense, Tony felt like, you know, I got to have him in the lineup. But I also pointed out, too, that, you know, the switch hitter hitting from his natural side, the right side, he's much better. So, combination of his defense and his ability to show us the Sun Trip, FamilyAutomotive.com. You know the Sun Trip family. You know they have all the automotive group.
The Sun Trip Automotive Group.
Yeah, that's why we call
The
them
Sun
Sun
Trip family. Yeah. The SunTrip.com cam right there, Al.
I love that camera.
We could get that camera to show all the torque on the elbow of Todd Wellemeyer with all the weight behind it. See the Mazda pitch speed there, the 1-1. 2 strikes on Zach Duke.
Very important inning as it looks like it's darker and darker surrounding the ballpark.
Stay positive, Al.
With the Cardinals leading, this would be an official game and 2 more outs. That's where I'm going, Dan.
One-two pitch. Tied him up and struck him out. 3 strikeouts tonight for Todd Wellemeyer.
Throws hard, but also you see that 99. That one kind of escaped me. The high speed, brought to you by Mazda. So that was a good slider right there.
Did you see 99 on that graphic, Al? I'm not so sure he has hit 99.
I'm just delivering what I read. I saw 99. I said I missed it. I doubted it, but I liked it.
Broken bat caught by Ryan. Wellemeyer, who has an RBI tonight, leads it off when we come back midway through 5. How about this? A behind-the-scenes look at Team Fredbird from our buddy Tony West. Our Bud Light, what's on tap? Bud Light keeps it coming. And we take a look at Game 2 tomorrow night on FSN. Mahalam and Parisi. Parisi in the starting rotation. Joel Pinheiro is out. He's on the DL. And see how that's the shirts that they throw out throughout the ball game. So that's how they get ready before the game. Working hard. And Tony West right in the thick of things. First pitch, a ball to Todd Wellemeyer. So far, we've seen Tony West's camera with Fredbird. He has followed the starting pitcher out, and he's also been behind the scenes with Team Fredbird. What camera is he?
What can he not do?
Working tonight.
He is the best.
Where is his camera situated tonight? Is he working hard? That's the question.
I don't know.
We know for a good 10-minute period we've got his best effort, but outside of that, it's questionable.
You know, this is a hungo night, so you just never know what those elusive qualifications.
See, there's Big Dog in the front. There's Tony West
Big
in the
Dog,
back.
and there's T.
I didn't see him working a camera, Al, did you? I saw Big Dog working his camera. Where is Tony's camera tonight?
Right there. That's his camera. For all you kids playing Nintendo, you might have a future.
2 strikeouts tonight. It's Tony West working hard today. There he is. I forgot about the Bush Bash.
Yeah.
Todd Thomas, who is being
interviewed. He does a good job, doesn't he?
Oh,
Todd Thomas?
Yeah, Tony West does too. But Todd Thomas, who works the Jumbotron, on the back of his jersey, it's that one guy. It's not his name. It's stitched in that one guy, because every time he walks around the ballpark, hey, it's that one guy. So he just said, put it on my back. And that's what he's got. I am giving you information like you've never seen before tonight, Al. I know that you and Todd work away from the ballpark. That's why he's such a good guy. You never said anything about him before he started working over at the saloon.
Maybe we'll put it on his 1099.
That one guy. His tourist retired, and here is Brendan Ryan. 2 outs, nobody on. A Friday night here at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals lead it 3-1. Ryan chops it to short. Wilson, nifty play. Throws flat-footed over to first and shows off the arm. Duke is settled in. Wellemeyer is settled in. 3-1 Cardinals after 5. Well, the Cardinals have a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. And there's a look at Kelly Chase. And that's not the Stanley Cup, but that is the cup for the North American Hockey League Championship. Congratulations to Kelly and his team as the Bandits won the championship again.
Pretty impressive trophy there.
It is. They're drinking from the cup. Wow.
You know how Chaser can
train with the best.
Train with the best of them, and Ludwig got all turned around on that line drive over his head. Almost.
We've been talking about it. Here it comes. Sunday, June 15th, the Cardinals face off against the Phillies. Busch Stadium will be full of Fredbirds because all fans ages 15 and under receive a Fredbird Bobble Belly, courtesy of tickets.com, 345-9000, or stlcardinals.com to find out more. So congratulations to Kelly Chase and the Bandits, and Ludwig got turned around and over his head for a double.
Yeah, he just did not get a good read on that, and he really is a very good outfielder. But the most difficult play for that center fielder is the line drive right at you, because you have a hard time. If you're a little bit off to the side, you know, you can see the height and now how to make the adjustment, but that one fooled him, and then he slipped on top of it.
Now, very quickly, we were talking about Marty Hendon Day on that Bobble Belly Day, and apparently we're getting a lot of phone calls about Trinket City, and you actually can have a stadium tour and you can see Trinket City. And the Cardinals want folks to know you can go to stlcardinals.com/tours or 345-9565 to find out more. Ouch, that hurts, says McLeod. We'll be limping a bit. 2 balls and a strike.
And a home run off of Wellemeyer, his first time up. Then a little tapper back to the mound. Wellemeyer gave up 5 home runs very quickly, but that was only the 8th he's allowed now, and better than 70 innings.
2-1 the count. 5 starts here in May for Todd Wellemeyer, and he has been very good. Is yet to allow more than 3 earned runs in a game. This is a big out here. If they get it, who wants it? It will be Barton. Takes charge, makes the catch. McLeod does not advance the runner. That's a big out. Let's go pitch by pitch, as McLeod has already homered tonight. This is brought to you by Chevrolet.
Wellemeyer has been attacking the strike zone, but this one way outside. Then another one up and away, trying to get under control. Looked like a cutter coming in on him. He fouls it off his foot, and then the same pitch right down the middle of the plate. And you saw the reaction by the hitter, McLeod, upset that he just popped it up and couldn't advance that runner into beyond second base.
Here's Jason Bay, and he could tie it up with one swing of the bat. Bay with 13 home runs. That pitch is taken outside. So he has reduced his velocity, but what is it about Wellemeyer, Al, that has kind of flipped the switch to make him so much of a better pitcher as opposed to what we've seen in the past?
Well, I think, you know, obviously he had the talent. He was a 4th round draft pick by the Cubbies, and, you know, he was just a thrower. He bounced around many times. He was released by Kansas City. He was pitching in their bullpen. Dave Duncan saw him the first time when he came up with the Cubs. Always liked his arm, but felt like he was not getting the maximum out of his talent. They talked to him about going into the starting rotation, something he did all through the minor leagues. And then they started talking. He said, hey, you know, you don't have to throw 97 when it's out of the strike zone, and you're always pitching behind the count. Back down, 93, you know, 92, 93. Live in that range and have better command. He always had a good slider, but pitching behind the count, it was always useless.
2-1 pitch. Bay takes a strike. Two and two, the count. Jason Bay. Three to 1 Cardinals here in the 6th. He spoils that pitch. Again, we talk about that torque on the elbow. This is brought to you by Suntrub.com, and here it is, super slow-mo.
You see the broad shoulders, and then watch that elbow and almost a contortionist, the way that arm, and it's not designed to go, you know, be throwing a ball over your head.
Swing and a miss, and Bay strikes out. 4th of the night for Todd Wellemeyer. It's a Hardy's hot pitch of the game here with 2 outs in the 6th.
Let's take a look at that 4th strikeout. There's a slider, and Bay swinging right over the top. Nady's 2 for 2. This is the time you want to retire him with the man in scoring position.
2 singles. Back in the 2nd, another in the 4th. The 1 run tonight for Pittsburgh, a solo home run by Nate McLouth, his 13th and his 40th RBI.
He's got great power to the opposite field, but as you look at the interior defense, they expect him to pull the ball in the infield.
And yet a gap in left center field. 2 outs, runner at second base. That misses outside.
You know, if he hits the ball in the air, it goes the opposite way. If he hits it on the ground, he rolls over on it and pulls it, according to the defensive alignment. But he has power out in this area.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Good start to the season for Nady with 9 home runs, 42 RBIs.
328 average. You know, but those 42 RBIs get your attention, don't they?
Yes, they do. Looking ahead yesterday at the Pirates, and Bay has come alive. Nady has been solid. LaRoche is starting to hit the ball, so their lineup is improving from the last time that we saw them. They start playing tonight at 25-28. The Cardinals 32-23.
Nady is hitting .375 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
And that's a ball. And he'd rather deal with LaRoche, I presume, as he pitches around Nady with first base open, 1st and 2nd. There's a look at their manager, Mr. Russell. Played the major leagues. Utility guy. I've talked to him about it. He said if I was not a utility player, and he also caught, he said I don't know if I'd be the kind of manager that I am today. It really helped me understand everybody out in the field.
Yep. You know all the positions. You work with your pitching staff, so you have an understanding of that. That's why usually the
On a hop to Brendan Ryan. Pujols has to hurry up, gets to the bag over at first. The Pirates strand 2.
Utility guys make the best managers.
They have stranded 5. Midway through 6. Cardinal Baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. By your local St. Louis Jeep dealers. And by Jack in the Box. We don't make it until you order it. Banks of the Mississippi on a gorgeous night for baseball, but we did see a little lightning to our left. Hopefully that's a ways away. Off speed pitch to Joe Mather, making his major league debut tonight. He has made a sensational catch in right field. 0 for 2.
Off speed pitches the first 2 times, or first 2 strikes here, 0-2, but we've seen him be very patient and work the count deep.
On deck, Albert Pujols, so he's in an enviable spot in this lineup. Fell behind 0-2 at his first at bat, and then wound up working the count and then lined out to center field as Tony La Russa gives him the best spot in this lineup, hitting in front of Pujols. 2-2. Two pitch. Mather takes it low. Good eye.
Yeah, you know, he's shown that ability, and now from 0-2 to 3-2, and now it really comes into play with Albert on deck and nobody out. He's going to get a pretty good pitch to hit.
What does he do with it on 3-2? Good rip.
Well, but it was ball 4. But you know, you can understand, you've probably been told, oh, it's easy to hit up here because they throw strikes.
Remember, Brendan Ryan was on a rehab assignment. He said it was impossible hitting against some of the guys that were throwing 98, 99 because they were nowhere near the plate. Mather out to center. McLouth is there. He's 0 for 3. Firestone leaderboard time as Albert Pujols digs in for the 3rd time tonight. He's 2 for 2.
Came in at 359. He's up that to 366. But when he entered play tonight, it was the highest batting average he had ever achieved this late in the season or on this date. That's something, isn't it?
It is, and he's won a batting championship. Did that back in 03. First pitch to Albert is taken low and away. A home run back in the first, 2-run shot, his 14th, and a single to right back in the 3rd. He can beat you in so many ways. He'll go deep on you, or he'll just stick the bat out. He's such a good hitter and just guide the ball to right.
Well, we've also seen you know, what he can do with his glove.
Pulls it sharply to Minkiewicz. 2 outs. Stay tuned after the game. U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, the postgame show completely dedicated to your team. Jim Hayes, Brent Stover, Pat Paris, and the gang. We'll be talking about the debut of Joe Mather. 0 for 3, but good plays so far defensively. Ludwig is flying to center. He's also popped out to 3rd. Make sure you tune in tomorrow early on. We'll hear from Ryan Ludwig prior to the game.
What will we hear?
Does he have a shot at the All-Star game? Left center field, and that gets down for a base hit. Bay couldn't make the play. It seemed to be a ball that was going to hang up there, and a chance for Bay to make a catch for the 3rd out. Instead, it's a 2-out single.
I agree with you, Dan. It just seemed like came off the bat, you thought it was going to be an out, and yet the left fielder Jason Bay never really got there. Nice swing, line drive. McLouth was playing into right center, and Jason kind of going to his left and decided to be conservative on it. And with 2 outs, you know, you can understand that.
Now, the Cardinals have only stranded one runner tonight, and if you go back in the previous series here in St. Louis against the Pirates, the Cardinals hit 176. Remember that, with runners in scoring position, and they stranded 37 runners on base, and that was a series that just one of two that they've lost here at home.
Timely hitting is a factor. We talked about, yeah, it was a problem, but they had a ton of base runners, and that's more of a problem when you don't have the opportunities. And there's several guys in this lineup that really have to kind of recapture their stroke a little bit. Or, Glass is 1 of 3 with 30 or more RBIs, but his home run total is still at 2.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not just Duncan.
That's it. That was my point.
Yeah. There's other guys to look towards for power, and certainly Troy Glass's name would be one of the names on that list.
And Tony also brought up a thing too, that the interesting thing about Duncan is that his approach and his swing has fewer holes than some of the guys that are still here. So they think that they can get him straightened out by getting 4 or 5 at bats every game during this time where you're seeing so many left-handed bats.
Didn't you feel in watching him last night, he was more aggressive even in the outs than he had been?
Well, and like I said, I knew that Dave McKay had talked to him about that, playing in the field, to be very aggressive, get those good jumps, don't lay back. And it's something that Al McRae always spoke about. Be extremely aggressive, but be disciplined to only swing at strikes. And that was the more alarming thing to me, that he was taking so many strikes and losing that aggressiveness. And I think it was also, it was really good to see him get the game-winning hit, have a good game in the field. Then Tony talks to him and saying, hey, you're going to be a big part of this team's success. Go down, get it straightened out, and when you're coming back here, you're going to be a force.
And when he was taking strikes, a lot of times it was early in a count, so then he was always hitting from behind in the count, in a hole.
And he's a great young man, and sometimes you wish guys would take more responsibility. In his case, he put too much on his shoulders.
And that's ball 4, taken outside.
He took too much blame, and you can kind of back him down that way and make him understand that that you can do what you can do. Don't try and do too much.
First and second for Molina. The Cardinals lead at 3-1. Quick visit here. We told you earlier that the Chicago Cubs were down by 8 runs at home and eventually won their ball game 10-9 over Colorado. And Jim Edmonds played a big role
part of it, right?
Yeah, coming back.
Home run and what, three hits total?
The Cubs, Al, are 24-8 at Wrigley Field, but where they struggle is on the road. Here's the ultimate Father's Day gift idea. Play catch with your dad on the field at Busch Stadium. Cardinals ticket auctions are available today. Sunday, June 15th is the game, and each package features a pregame catch with dad on the field. Well, doesn't that sound neat? Visit STLCardinals.com to find out more.
Cubbies are 10-13 on the road. Something that couldn't be get back to 500 or above with a good road stand, but like you said, they're very tough to beat when they're playing in Chicago. And we don't go there until August 9th.
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise not to go there until later. And where will the Cardinals be? Where will Chicago be? At this point, we're a third of the way through the season. It's game number 56 tonight. As we talked about the other day, by this point, you kind of have a pretty good idea of what you may look like the rest of the way. This Cardinals team could be for real. The pitching has been outstanding. Jack Wilson to his left, flips to second and Sanchez, and the Cardinals strand 2. They have left 3 on, and they lead this game 3-1. Lincoln Mercury gives us our last 3 starters. Wainwright, 8 innings. Lowe's last night 6 innings, and Todd Wellemeyer tonight 6 innings and 5 hits. Not too shabby, huh?
Well, Dan, starting pitching consistently. He's giving you that 6 or plus innings. Mark Mulder
It's Parisi
right there.
And he'll go tomorrow night, but there are a lot of question marks right now surrounding the future Mark Mulder, no doubt. Signed a 2-year extension, and he's made more starts on rehab than he has with the Cardinals here in the major leagues.
What about 4-1 too?
He's talking about that he can't get his arm slot in the proper angle that it needs to be for him to get movement and that sink. We were told that he works quickly, which he did, a lot of strikes, which he threw, and a lot of sinker balls, which would get you the ground balls, and he did that. And he probably did it not even healthy or close to 100%.
Yeah, I don't think he ever was healthy, even in the first year when he won 16 and had the bullpen blow several chances and probably should have been a 20-game winner. But, you know, I guess the only hope, and now that they found out there's nothing structural, I guess the only thing you got to say and convince him in his mind is to go out there and just say, you know, okay, it's not going to break, but I have to break loose some adhesions and that catch or something that's there that prohibits him from getting on top of the ball consistently. And that's a lot of with what Matt Clement. You know, they kind of feel like it's nothing physical with him, but it's more of a mental thing that, you know, let it go. Don't be afraid. Nothing's going to, you know, your arm's not going to fall off. And, you know, it's more psychological trying to get over the hump.
Isringhausen will throw tomorrow. Brad Thompson will throw tomorrow. That'll be in Florida. Right center field. Who wants it? Catch made by Rick Ankiel. He's in center. May 31st is Go Green Bag Night here at Busch. 25,000 fans ages 16 and up. An eco-friendly tote bag. Compliments of Coca-Cola and Deerbergs. For ticket information, call 345-9000. Visit us online at stlcardinals.com. Raul Chavez is the hitter, pinch hitter.
They brought in Ankiel play center, and Ludwig now is taken over in left field. I tell you about my Hungarian spy, Dennis, was telling me about Carpenter throwing. Earlier this week down in Florida, he was playing, you know, a game, throwing batting practice, but a little bit more like a simulated game. And
you mentioned this last night.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, you know, so he's playing against Cardinal farmhands. He's pitching against them. And all of a sudden he called timeout, turned around and looked at his second baseman and said, wait a minute, what's going on? Second baseman, who was of Latin descent, was telling the Latin hitters what was coming.
And like I said, that's a quick ticket out of the organization.
I mean, but, you know, Carpenter kind of laughed and said, that's enough of that, you know. I can understand, you know, but that's the mental mismatch when you have a, you know, bona fide star and a major leaguer. You go down to the minor leagues, they're all flying sky high, and they're trying to do everything they can to get a hit off of you and say, oh, I got a hit off of Carpenter, and Carpenter's just trying to get his work in.
1-2 the count on Chavez. Pinch hitter, possibly on deck. We'll see if they want to continue with Zach Duke.
Now they have Marte and Yates warming up, so in the 7th inning you would have to assume that they would pinch hit for Duke, and pretty good pitch count. Pitching into the 7th, still in 76, 77 pitches thrown.
1-2. Oh, a diving attempt there by Ryan. If he gets that, he might have gotten Chavez as the ball scoots away. Suntrip.com Cam, and let's take a look at the effort here from Brendan.
Diving back out there just beyond his reach, and what you're talking about with the catcher running, might be able to pop up and throw him out. Chris Gomez is the pinch hitter. Gomez hitting nearly 500 in his last 9 games.
It's been around a long time when you look at all the different teams that he has played with over the years. No balls and a strike on Gomez, and Wellemeyer would love the double play. Pitch number 80. Here it is. Check swing. Missed on the inside corner.
Well, we talked about a guy that's been around a long time because of that ability to play shortstop as well as all other infield positions. But the shortstop ability separates you from other utility men.
Talked to Ricky and Keel yesterday, Al, about playing center field. He says undoubtedly it is the easiest for him. And he was saying how that can be a little bit surprising because a lot of guys in the minor leagues will either play a corner spot, left or right, and they feel that they really can get better jumps on the ball because they're accustomed to seeing how it comes off the bat. He said, for me, though, it's always been a case where I could always pick up the ball better in center field.
Yeah, and for many good athletes, center field is the easiest.
1-2 pitch.
One, you have to have speed to be out there, so it usually means that you have quick feet, good instincts, and just like the ball that's straight at you, like that confused Ludwig, is the only one you have trouble with.
Of course, Rick was the high school player of the year, USA Today player of the year out of Port St. Lucie. Here's a ground ball. Gloss backhands, nice play over the first, and gets the out. Back to the top of the lineup in Freddie Sanchez. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
It was a nice play by Troy Gloss at the right time. The ball gets by him and may have one run in. The other man ends up at either second or third. Speaking of third, I just looked up on the scoreboard and saw where Memphis is trailing Iowa 4-3. But those 3 runs were accounted for. David Freese hit a 3-run home run.
Part of the Edmonds deal.
St. Louisan and third baseman.
0-1 pitch with a runner at second. Bottom of the ninth, Atlanta and Cincinnati tied up at 2-2.
Ron Vallone throwing in the Cardinal bullpen.
Got a key out in the ball game last night.
This bullpen, because of these low-scoring games and close-scoring games, really no breather for them. And statistically, they've been very good.
Lead the majors with 46 holds. The next closest teams are Atlanta and Florida, and there's a wide gap. They have 32 each. How about Kyle McClellan, second among hurlers in the major leagues with 14 holds.
And Marmol, Chicago, just recently passed him up because he was leading for a long time.
Out to visit Molina, 3 balls and a strike.
Repeatable delivery, and a lot of times late in the ball game you'll see pitcher, if he gets a little tired, his mechanics kind of change, and it's usually the first thing that goes is your legs. And if your legs go, then you start elevating the ball. You don't stay on your release point. So your breaking balls or your sinker or whatever it is flattens out.
6 2/3 so far, 4 strikeouts, only 6 hits allowed. And the 1 run was the homer by McLeod back in the first. 3-1 pitch. Sanchez chasing it. That's when you can tell he's just not right. I mean, he was ahead in the count his first at bat, 2 balls, no strikes. He eventually popped out. He has popped out to first. He's popped out to second. And that's a pitch on 3-1. I mean, he's trying to pull an outside.
Right. And he's a former batting champion that sprayed the ball around. So why would you try to pull it?
The 3-2. Hit out of play.
Sanchez batting .353 with runners in scoring position. He's hit in 11 of his last 13 games here at Busch, better than .350.
(3-2), a little low.
Pretty good pitch there, and a good batting eye.
out to visit Dave Duncan. 2 outs here in the 7th. Jack Wilson will be the hitter, and Wilson has 2 base hits with a single and a double.
Wellemeyer's only walked 2 tonight, but they've come in the last 2 innings. And the only innings where there's been a hit and a walked batter, the last 2. So keeping a very close watch on him. With McLeod on deck and Malone warming up, you would think that this is probably his last batter. So Dave Duncan come out there and maybe just relay that information, bear down, get him out.
Looked like Wellemeyer was questioning Molina about the pitch. 22 pitches this inning, and it seemed to us to be, at least to me, a little low. It was over the middle of the plate, but a little bit low.
Oh, well, that's what I said. It was a very close pitch, and our home plate umpire, C.B. Buckner, agreed with Sanchez. Wilson's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. 2 hits to show for it.
Runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Here's your ball game.
Yep. Jack Wilson. First pitch, a strike.
Breaking ball to get ahead. He left that one kind of on the inner half of the plate.
Tying runs on the base paths. Strike 2.
Slider or cutter right there that had a little more bite to it. Got it on the outer part of the plate, and now you've got him 0-2. Just don't make a mistake and groove something. You don't have to. You can expand the zone and get him to chase it.
0-2 the count on Wilson. Fly to right, singled and doubled. And time called. The 0-2 pitch.
And you're telling Wellemeyer that front shoulder flying open a little bit and keep it closed. Another sign that you're kind of nearing the end of your rope.
2 on, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Reaches for it. Gloss can step on the bag. Time to stretch. Wellemeyer's through 7. 3-1 St. Louis. Diane Whitson is tonight's merchandise winner. The Hyundai long drive inning sweepstakes. If the Cardinals hit a home run, Diane Whitson qualifies for the Hyundai Sonata drawing in September. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer. Our Chevy called to the bullpen, Tyler Yates, 25th appearance. Record of 2-0 and a 3.80 ERA.
See if the Cardinals can't add to their 3-1 lead. I would think that Wellemeyer's night will be through. He's scheduled second hitter, and it looks like Kennedy is at the on-deck circle, and well-deserved potential 6th win for Wellemeyer.
So to be Rick Ankiel, Adam Kennedy, and Cesar Izturis. First plate appearance of the night for Rick. 3-1 Cardinals. Bottom of the 7th. And the first pitch. Take it for a ball outside. Eight homers, 25 RBIs for Ankiel.
Been a little tailspin too.
A little bit.
He's 1 for his last 12. Wellemeyer could come up and bunt if Rick reaches and still not go back out and pitch. Carrying those extra one extra pitcher, you got to be a little more creative with a shorter bench.
1-1 pitch. Ankiel slaps it the other way. Bay can't come up with it. It'll roll to the wall. Ankiel to second.
on his way to third. Leadoff triple for Rick Ankiel.
Ken, we have an advantage where we are, but you could just see that play develop and just felt that Bay had no chance to get to that ball and catch it. Coming off the bat of a lefty, it's going to keep on slicing away from him. He dives for it, can't slow it down on our suntrip.com automotive camera. And then it gets through, so you're already trailing by 2. And Rick sees that it gets down, and he's got that good speed. But, you know, if you had an out or two, you might try to send him all the way, but not in this situation. Infield in for Kennedy.
He needs something good to happen, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. Dan, I mean, you know, he's being very honest, but sometimes when you're quoted as saying that, you know, I'm really going to struggle, or I'm having trouble, you know, because I've never been a platoon player, it's almost self-defeating.
1 ball, 1 strike, and he was quoted in the Post-Dispatch a couple of days ago talking about being a platoon guy, and he's in competition with Brendan Ryan and with Aaron Miles. Get playing time at second base.
And Tony's sensitive to it and trying to do everything he can to jumpstart some of these guys, but whether you believe that or not, you don't, it's not necessary to say it.
Kennedy pulls it hard, but right to first. And as you mentioned, they're playing in, so LaRoche easily steps on the bag. Nowhere to go for Ankiel.
Kennedy's hit numerous balls hard, but frequently has this tough luck and nothing to show for it.
6 hits allowed by Todd Wellemeyer in his 7 innings of work, and only 1 run allowed. By the way, that triple for Ankiel, his first of the season, 3rd of his career. Here's Izturis, and quietly Izturis has jumped up his average close to 260. He's at 259. Infield is drawn in.
His career average is 259.
Yep.
Defense playing in again. Izturis watching, flashing signs, so Kendo relays it verbally to Ankiel.
You wouldn't think of a squeeze play if he's hitting from this side of the plate.
But, you know, you just don't do the norm anymore to try and disrupt things.
Throw over to Ankiel,
Oh, yeah.
and Kavich saved it.
Pretty athletic as his momentum is carrying him towards the bag, and the throw is to the outfield side. Now that step off and throw, and see he's kind of jerking there, and look at how that throw is behind him when he hauls it in. One of the reasons we say, you know, if Izturis was batting right-handed, you know, obviously the squeeze option would be much more considered. But if he's batting left-handed, all you have to do is kind of pitch out.
You see that runner from the corner of your eye, and then obviously the catcher has a way better look at it as well.
Well, you just throw it up the line a little bit, and the only thing the batter can do is throw the bat at it, just trying to foul off a pitch, but not much protection for him.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Izturis. There it is, into right field, base hit. 4-1 Cardinals. Izturis with the RBI.
11th RBI, give the Cardinals the 3-run lead, but with this Izturis's defense, you know, anything you get offensively from him is a plus, and he has contributed some key hits. Ankiel can just trot on home. Happy feet.
He's lucky that wasn't caught.
I was a little surprised that Nady didn't try and make a better effort from him. I mean, even if he catches it, it probably still would have been deep enough for the sac fly.
See if Izturis would like to do a little running here. Brendan Ryan tonight, 1 for 3.
Feet a little closer together, and a little more erect. And he crouches down.
Little visit now for Yates with his catcher, Chavez. 42,791 here tonight. So another big crowd here at Busch Stadium, and the rain has stayed away. If there is a change in the stance, it's only just a slight difference, I think, Al.
Yeah, maybe his feet drawn a little closer together.
1-0 pitch. 2-0. Aaron Rowan has got a similar type stance where he is upright, the hands are dropped, and then once the pitch comes, he gets in that more of a crouch hitting stance. Misturis in the month of May, a .310 average. With that base hit to right field, the 2-0. He's running. A hit and run was on. A throw to second and to center field. Misturis on his way to third. Ryan threw the bat at it. But he'll have a chance to drive in Misturis as Chavez threw it into center. An error on the catcher.
His first error, but hit and run was on, so Brendan trying to protect. And you wonder, with Brendan Ryan's momentum after the swing and kind of throwing the bat at it, falls across home plate, did that disrupt Chavez, the catcher?
And now you wonder about a squeeze too.
Now you have a better option in that department.
Infield again is drawn in. Cardinals have added to their lead with Ant Keel scoring a run following his triple. As Turris drove him in, he winds up at third after the error. Minkiewicz, great stop, takes the hit and RBI away from Brendan Ryan. Boy, is he good or what?
It's kind of surprising here. You wonder why not going on contact. But Minkiewicz, as you said, you know, makes a tremendous play. Look at how his momentum kind of got to his feet. Brendan can run, so he was aware of that and just tried to get as much of his body behind that throw to throw him out. Let's see a first major league hit and RBI for Joe Mather.
Defense at times great tonight for the Pirates, other times a little shaky tonight. Mather takes a strike. He is 0 for 3. But he has had the play of the game, I think you'd have to say, with his great catch in right field to take a hit away from Adam LaRoche back in the second, and probably an RBI as well. Just a sensational play. One ball, one strike on Mather.
And who's to say that without that play being made, what would have transpired in that inning?
That's right. The ball gets by him, it's either a double or a triple, and a run probably scores. But at that point, there was only what, nobody out.
Nobody out, so that would have been back-to-back hits. I think at least one run was scored, and
there it is. First major league hit for Joe Mather, and it's a 2-out RBI on a Friday night here in St. Louis.
And right to the trophy case.
And a standing ovation for Joe Mather here at Busch.
Now, these fans are great, aren't they? They know how to welcome somebody. Take it all in, young man. Savor the moment. And then go get us about 2,900, and can't get that many. Go get the 99.
What a thrill.
Go get Clementi's number.
What a thrill. Brings up Albert with 2 outs. 5-1 St. Louis. I've mentioned this before, and you won't see it here with Pujols up, but Mather is a threat to steal. He's got good speed.
And 4 hits, and it has happened to rookies for getting their first major league hit.
Well, he can advance to second base on this.
Think about third. But I've seen guys get their first major league hit and just soak it in all the glory, and then they turn around and get picked off. You know.
So Dave McKay throws it to, let's see, Cal Loge. Switches balls and throws it into the stands.
And 10 guys are screaming at him, "What did you just do?"
Or they're saying, "I got it. I got the right ball." So with Mather advancing, first base open, walk Pujols to get to Ludwig.
Now we've seen, I'm not sure some pitchers are smart enough to do that, but we've seen it work out to their benefit, not having to face Albert. But Ludwig is not a piece of cake to come up behind him.
How about our Geico quote? Jim Leland, "I knew we were in for a long season when we lined up for the national anthem, and one of my players said, every time I hear that song, I have a bad game." Our Geico quote from Detroit manager Jim Leland, and that was when he was with the Pirates.
Yeah, oh, come on, Jim. You know, you can overcome just one bad player.
By the end, he had a bunch.
Well, he had saw them kind of clean house and got rid of some of the, you know, the Bonds, Bonilla, that combination, those group of guys that could play. Draybeck, letting them go to free agency.
Ludwig takes a strike. That was the 14th intentional walk of the season for Pujols. Mather, by the way, we talk about Duncan trying to get his stroke right, but Mather earned this promotion. 24 RBIs in Memphis. He had 77 last year between AA and AAA. It's something not to be overlooked.
It's kind of a little reminiscent, and the Cardinals are hopeful that he'll jumpstart and be helpful, just like Ludwig was when he got promoted late May of last season. And he showed us that he belonged in the big leagues.
Here's the 0-2.
Tyler Yates was acquired in a trade from Atlanta. It was on March 26th.
Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Two and two. Ludwig is fly to center, popped out to third, and a single back in the 6th inning. Cardinals on the night have stranded 3. Pittsburgh has stranded 7. Cardinals have out hit the Pirates 8-6. Two. Ludwig. High fly ball out to center. Cardinals pick up 2 more, including the first base hit and RBI in his major league career. He'll never forget it. Joe Mather here at Busch Stadium. Here we go with the game recap, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Game 1 of 3 of the 4 on FSN Midwest. Todd Wellemeyer and Dave Duncan, Fred Bird, and 42,000 plus. Even Tony West is here. And Wellemeyer got off to a slow start, giving up that home run, but the play by Joe Mather in right field in his major league debut. Albert Pujols goes deep. A 2-run homer. And Al, how about the performance of Todd Wellemeyer? Every 5th day, you think now you're going to get a pretty good performance out of him.
Well, they usually score a few more runs for him, but when he pitches 7 innings and only allows 1 run on a solo home run, you've got to say he's earned that starting bid, and you feel very confident that you're going to get that well-pitched game from him.
Cardinals, when leading after 7 this year, are 26-6. When leading after 8, 25-2. McLeod, no balls and 2 strikes. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Chevrolet, and this is Ron Malone.
His ERA under 4, but if you took away these 2 games where he kind of was left out there a little bit, his ERA would be well under 1.
3 pitches, a strikeout, and Ron Vallone has done his job. Tony's going to the bullpen. Gets a lefty, and with Bay coming up and Nady hitting from the other side of the plate, Tony goes to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the change. It'll be Russ Springer when we come back here on FSN Midwest. Fox Saturday Baseball. Russell Martin and the Dodgers head to New York to take on David Wright and the Mets. Game of the week tomorrow at 2:30 Central in high definition. So Ron Vallone, 3 pitches, strikeout, and now it's Russ Springer. Bullpen trying to make it stick for Todd Wellemeyer and pick up his 6th win of the year. 17th appearance for Russ Springer. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts. First man he'll face is Jason Bay. He is 0 for 3 with a pair of Ks.
Russ spent that time on the disabled list, but really not getting a lot of innings pitched. The veteran can be a real workhorse out there. He's had a remarkable year last year.
How about all the different situations that they've been using him in? That was a pretty good breaking ball there.
Yeah, I mean, instead of being the 7th inning guy, you kind of see him pitching in different scenarios and sometimes even a long man. But Jimenez, now that he's here, he'll be the long man behind Parisi tomorrow.
1-2 on Bay. We're on the air at 5 o'clock tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. And Bay reaches for it. Hits it out to left center. Ludwig over to cut it off. And a good play to hold Bay to a single.
You're trailing by 4. A little surprising that he didn't make a more determined turn around first base and at least see if he could get into scoring position.
How about all the different lineups that Tony La Russa has used this year? The 47th different lineup used by Tony in 56 games this season. Nady has been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. But think about that, Al. I mean, 47 different lineups. And as you talked about last night, guys that are bench players in their careers will always try to keep their bench sharp. Other guys, the everyday players, many times stay with that same lineup night in, night out.
Night in, night out. Tony's very much aware of who your thoroughbreds are, but they also need rest. They need good food. They need rest. Can't race them every day, can you?
No, you can't. Oh, and 2 the count on Nady. Here comes a wave, Al. Get ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm injured, so you do it for me.
Oh! Just did it. It went on by.
I mean, it's impeccable timing. Think that'll ever catch on?
Nowhere else, just here. You would have been one of the guys that would have yelled at his section for not starting the wave.
No, I wouldn't have been.
Can they turn 2? 6, 4, 3. Wow. Started by his Turris. Nicely done. And the turn by Ryan. 5-1 St. Louis. Great Jack Buck statue here at the ballpark. Cardinal Baseball is brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and Easy Drinking Bush Light. By Chevrolet. See for yourself. Shop and compare at stlchevy.com. And by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. We were there when they dedicated that statue to Mr. Buck. Boy, do we miss him. 5-1 St. Louis.
And Joe will be working that game tomorrow on Fox. And Dodgers visiting Gotham and Shea Stadium.
The lefty is in, partner.
Sean Burnett. Seen him. He came back up to the big leagues. That was May the 4th when contract was purchased from Indy. He was 1-1, 3 saves, ERA just at 4 in 12 games. He's been scored upon in 4 of his 8 outings. Former #1 draft pick of the Pirates.
And Troy Gloss will be the first hitter.
I think it's about time that Troy's going to get number 3.
And Gloss looks at a strike. Cubs over the Rockies 10-9. They were up by 8 were the Rockies. Lose that game, a wild one at Wrigley. Cubs trailed 8-0, then 9-1. Scored 3 in the 6th, 6 in the 7th. Home runs by Fukudome, Edmonds, Blanco, DeRosa, and Jimmy goes 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Bottom of the 10th, and it's 2-2 between Atlanta and Cincinnati. Teixeira with an RBI. Volquez, the starter for Cincinnati, 6 innings, 5 hits. Top of the 7th, the Brewers lead the Astros 5-1.
About Kansas City on the verge of dropping their 12th straight victory, and many of those are been at home.
Those lights right there usually are off. That's the batter's eye, and Laus strikes out. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Lena 1 for 3 on the night. He's hitting a robust .380 against lefties this season with 1 home run and 12 RBIs.
Hit out of play and foul. Talked about it earlier, but 6 players have made their major league debuts this year with the Cardinals.
It's remarkable for a team that's playing so well.
Molina hits it out of play. Rico Washington got his first.
That's it. After
Major League
11
base hit.
years in the minor leagues, 20 away from 4,000 minor league at bats before he got his first taste of big league action.
Oh, and 2 the count on Molina. Once it low, gets it there, and then hits it foul.
You know, but you talk about the 6 rookies making their debut, major league debut this year, and talks about the strength of the farm system. But when you really look at this lineup, you know, it's loaded with guys that were homegrown.
The 0-2 pitch to Molina. Kyle McClellan made his major league debut. Made the team out of spring. Chris Perez out there.
It's 2 of the 6. Parisi start tomorrow.
I'm anxious to watch him in that starting rotation.
Barton, Rico Washington, and Joe Mather. There's Mike Parisi. Always started throughout the minor leagues, and it's, you know, been nearly a month since he's been up here, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
How deep can they go with the Parisi?
Look at the flags, Dan, as rain is approaching.
Down the left field line. Is it enough? It'll one hop over the wall. The ground rule double for Yadier Molina. How about Tony Angelis making friends out there? He is our fine cameraman perched in the corner, but instead of keeping the ball, then he makes a fan out there and helps a fan. How about his technique. This is his angle right here, Al, so it's coming right at him.
Oh, good concentration. Bounces right into his hand. It's kind of like Babe Ruth when he visited the young boy at the hospital in Chicago and said he's going to hit a home run. Well, Tony said, I'll give you a souvenir. I see your one wing.
Poor guy. He's got a broken arm. I think that's probably the only reason that he gave it to him.
Kind of reminiscent of Babe Ruth, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's calling a home run.
Mm-hmm. You think he would have given him that ball if he didn't have the broken arm? You could see if you go back in the replay, he put it behind his back, and I think he was ready to put it in his back pocket. Then he realized what he had done and said, oh man, I've got to give it to this fan. I think the replay will show that.
Kind of taking it right out of his hands as he was got the right arm in the sling. Let's see one more time.
He's going to take it behind his back. Oh, that's mine. Oh, look at that. What did I just do? Yeah, here you go. You got to call him like you see him, Al. Strike out of Van Keel.
That's why you're so good, Dan.
Thank you, Al. But I know you were in agreement with me.
About?
That he was going to keep it.
You know, he's been known to have those moments. Aaron Miles is going to hit here. He'll take over Springer. Flores is warming up in the bullpen. What will Aaron Miles do?
2 outs and a runner at second base.
Look at that jump, that secondary lead that Molina's getting.
It's about halfway to third.
Defensively, the middle infielders are not paying any attention to him. So they are. Now they're going to try. Oh,
they would have had him.
Oh, yes.
You're going to say that's interference on Miles, so an out at second base. Miles interferes. It's 5-1 after 8. Ninth inning rolls in when we come back.
It's a 5-1 Cardinals lead as we head to the ninth. Coming up after the game on the post-game edition of U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, we'll have Tony La Russa's post-game news conference. We'll go all access inside the Cardinal clubhouse for player reaction. It's Friday. That means it's a hungo night. We look forward to that. Pat and Rick will have all the recap you need. But for now, we send it back to Dan and Al.
Hey, Jim, do the fans leave you alone down there?
No, they're all over me.
But you're able to get away for 30
You know what I do,
seconds?
Dan? Usually, you know what I do is I bring food down and I offer it to people. Anyone want some chicken? See, I'm just trying to build a fan base. Enjoy, enjoy. See how it goes, Dan?
I just watched him pick that up from somebody else's seat. Don't be
say
fooled.
that. Don't say that.
That was not given to him. I saw him do that. Somebody now is going to eat somebody else's food. All right, here's Randy Flores. LaRoche, fly ball out to left for the first out. Hungo Award, Al, coming up.
Yeah, well, you know, Brent Stover may be in consideration because.
How about Jim's move there?
Well, Jim is always feeding the hungry. It's his favorite charity. Mather, we showed you there, made his Major League debut and got a base hit, an RBI. The truck has been lobbying for T. West, but Tony Angelos might have taken that away from him.
Center field, and Keel. Did he trap it? Yes.
He trapped it, but he did a great job of keeping it smothered in his glove.
Got a good jump on it, made it close.
Let's see.
Budweiser player of the game, and we're going to take a look, I believe, at the Cardinals rookie right fielder. The Great American Lager Budweiser. Here's Joe Mathern, our Budweiser player of the game. This is back in the second with his great diving catch and his first ever Major League hit. It's an RBI.
Could be a Hungo Award winner. We'll have to find out.
Did you mention Wainwright?
No, I did not. But he could be in contention with his brilliant pitching.
It's a double play candidate here. We didn't talk about it, but how about the double play to end the top of the 8th, started by Isturis?
Yeah, it was outstanding with his quickness of those hands. He had very, very quick hands. Showed up there. You know, Tim Garcia is not a consideration.
Has he ever?
Nope. Watch how quick he gets that there, and Ryan standing flat-footed. He is second in the National League in fielding percentage among shortstops.
3-1.
Carrying 3 catchers. Paulino, Chavez, and Rivas.
Light drizzle here at the ballpark. Very, very light.
And I saw a little very distinct lightning beyond the left field wall, and the winds picked up a little bit, but
it's on its way.
No stepping out right now.
65-minute rain delay the other night. That was last Friday at Dodger Stadium with 1 out in the 9th.
Well, one time during my playing career on a Friday night in Philadelphia, top of the 17th inning, Cardinals scored 5 runs, and here comes a rain and 2.5-hour rain delay. Resume play at 3:30 in the morning. And you'll stay all night for a victory.
Oh, yeah. Does Chavez not feel the rain?
He does now.
He strikes out. There's 2 outs. And here's Gomez with 2 outs here in the 9th.
Flags are ripping. Temperatures drop 10-15 degrees, but you know, this was forecasted for the entire game. The Cardinals very fortunate to have no rain delays, and the Pirates are down to the final 2 strikes. Dad teaching son.
0-1 pitch. Two and 1. Pulled foul, and it's 2.
Production meeting we're going to have tonight will be something.
Two. And the ball will hit Gomez. So a hit by pitch, and it's runners at first and second.
Cardinal faithful that stuck around are all on their feet trying to get this final out, and Tony La Russa now will make a pitching change, as it is a save situation for Ryan Franklin.
5-1 with 2 outs here in the ninth. Well, they have just uncovered the tarp just in case as Ryan Franklin gets loose. Runners at first and second.
Ryan picked up save number 4 in last night's ball game. He gave up a leadoff home run and didn't phase him a bit, as he just retired the next 3 right after that.
Freddie Sanchez.
Yeah. Sanctity of baseball, right?
Oh, what a great game it is. Generation to generation, father to son.
C.B. Buckner trying to help out. Sanchez can't believe it. Begrudgingly acknowledge, oh yeah, that's a strike.
Oh, 1 pitch.
Franklin tried to repeat it. Doesn't get the call this time. Generation to generation, undead.
Up the middle, base hit. They'll hold up the runner. The bases will be loaded. Tying run comes to the plate.
Might have to call timeout because a runner at third base has something in his eye. As there you see. Wind really whipping around, debris flying, and
Jason Michaels will be the hitter.
picked up from Cleveland earlier this month. First saw him when he first came to the big leagues with Philly, right?
That's right. No home runs this season.
But is capable of catching one.
1-0 pitch. Franklin picked up the save last night, gave up a home run, but Cardinals held on for the win.
It's an echo in the booth.
Left field line, and this ball is a fair ball. And 3 runs will score, and the tying run is at second base. 5-4 as Michaels picks up a double with the bases loaded to clear him.
Well, right into that corner, and see if Ledwick is okay. Just barely fair, and you know, you have no room for, you're running hard into that corner. Molina and Franklin, long conversation. Activity in the Pirates bullpen. If they tie it, be 1. If they get the lead, they'll bring in their closer.
And so McLeod, who has already homered tonight, is the hitter. The Cardinals at one point were a strike away.
Now you know what Colorado feels like.
Not yet.
Exactly, not yet, and they will get the inkling, but a different outcome. They had a 9-1 lead and blew that one.
1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Franklin has a good splitter to throw to a lot of lefties. McLeod laid off it.
The 2-1. back to him. Franklin over to Pujols, and the Cardinals win it. They hold on 5-4 here in game one. Joe Mather, nice debut. Post-game show coming up. 5-4 the final. St. Louis over Pittsburgh.
The Cardinals hang on for the win as the game comes to a conclusion, but Rick Horton and I are just getting started here on Cardinals Live. Well, it was Freaky Friday. We almost had another one of those things, but it all worked out in the end. Scary ninth inning. The Pirates score 3 runs, make it a very scary ninth inning, but a great outing for Todd Wellemeyer again. And power provided by Albert Pujols again, and Mother Nature providing some fireworks as we get things started. Chris Duncan in Memphis, Joe Mather in St. Louis. We're going to talk about the newest Redbird in town. Plus, we'll take you inside the Cardinal clubhouse, bring you Tony La Russa's comments after this victory. And it's Friday night, but the weekend doesn't officially start until we hand out the Hungo Award. Don't go anywhere because U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live is next.